Hey, want to know what these buttons do? Hello people and welcome to L Taylor Guitar. I am Liam Taylor. This is the L Taylor Guitar channel. It's named after me. It's not a coincidence. And every week I upload a new video about guitar playing or professional musicianship or music technology or gear reviews or just anything gear or music related. So if that sounds interesting to you, you should probably subscribe and come back for more. Today we're going to take a look at the basic electronics on your electric guitar. They're super useful and can actually help you get a lot of different tones and sounds out of your instrument before you even have to play anything. So it's a good idea to get to know a bit about what you're doing and what all the names for things are quite early on. I'm going to do my best to make this information relevant to most, if not all, guitars, but if we come across something where it's different for particular styles, then I'll try to cover that as best I can. So let's get started by talking about how a guitar actually makes sound and how we hear that sound. So what happens is, when you put your finger on a fret and play that fret, playing that fret causes a vibration, which is what we hear. Or, without wanting to get too sciencey, vibration is sound. Now these vibrations are picked up by these things, which are called pickups. Pickups are basically giant magnets which pick up the vibrations and translate it into sensory information that we can perceive. I'm not a scientist, but I'm reasonably certain that's about right. There are two main styles of pickup that you are likely to encounter, and some guitars even have a combination of both. Let's start off by talking about single coil pickups, which are these guys that you might find on a Telecaster, like this one, or a Stratocaster. They are common on Fender style guitars, but not just Fender style guitars. The other kind of pickup is called a humbucker, like this one. Humbuckers were invented to buck the hum that you got when you added a load of gain or distortion effects to single coil pickups. Really, really noisy. Nice sounding, but noisy. So the idea with these is that you'd sacrifice a bit of the clarity of a single coil pickup in order to be able to use a buttload of distortion. Humbuckers are generally smoother and warmer sounding. Humbuckers are typically installed on Gibson style guitars like Les Pauls and SGs, but again, they are not exclusive to those styles of guitar. Now, depending on your style of guitar, you might have one pickup, you might have two pickups, you might have three pickups. You can probably get guitars with four pickups, but I don't care about them. If you have more than one pickup on your guitar, you will have some kind of way of switching between those pickups. We call that a pickup selector, obviously enough. On a Les Paul style guitar like this one, the pickup selector is usually located just above the neck pickup, which is this thing. This is the neck pickup, this is the pickup selector. On something like an SG or a lot of other styles of guitar actually, your pickup selector would be down here with the volume and tone buttons, which we'll get to later. So when this pickup selector is switched upwards and is facing upwards, it means that this pickup, the neck pickup, is selected. The neck pickup, which might also be called the rhythm pickup, is a warmer sounding pickup, and that's because it's closer to the center of the strings. And the neck pickup sounds very warm and pleasant. When the pickup selector is facing downwards, you will be using this pickup, which is called the bridge pickup because it's next to the bridge. It's not rocket science, really. This is a lot brighter sounding. When the pickup selector is in the center, you are actually using a blend of both pickups, which sounds like a blend of both pickups. For those wondering, when you've selected both pickups, that doesn't mean you've doubled the volume, it's just blending between the two sounds. Now, as I said, on a lot of other guitars, the pickup selector is usually down here some way, and on a Telecaster, that is absolutely the case. This is the pickup selector, and you can tell it's actually at a right angle compared to the other one. So normally it would have been flipped this way, Now it's flipped this way. And it operates much the same. When the pickup selector is facing the neck pickup, we are using the neck pickup. When the pickup selector is facing the bridge, we're using the bridge pickup. And when it's in the center, we have a blend of the two. With a Stratocaster style guitar, which I actually don't happen to have on my person, so I'm going to put an image on the screen right now. With a Stratocaster style guitar, the pickup selector will be in a similar position to the Telecaster, but it will be a 5-way pickup selector. So you can select the neck and the middle by itself, the middle and the bridge together, or the bridge by itself. You've got a bit more flexibility with a guitar with 3 pickups, so you can get really, really specific with the kind of tone you want to achieve. If that's the kind of thing that interests you anyway. Other than pickups, there's actually nothing else your guitar needs in terms of electronics to function. You could just go straight from the pickups to the output jack, which is where you plug your cable in, and then you plug your amp into the other end and you start making sound. What's more likely to be the case though is that you have these buttons here, which are called volume and tone pots. Pots being short for potentiometer, by the way, and I usually prefer to say potentiometer or pots rather than knob, and don't pretend like you don't know why. To operate them, you've just got to turn them. Sometimes they'll have some kind of numerical indicator as to which way is up and which way is down. Otherwise, you're just going to have to go, what is that? Clockwise is full up and anti-clockwise is full down. So on Telecaster guitars, as well as a few others, you have one each of volume and tone. Usually they will be indicated in some way. If not, you should just be able to turn it and hear whether it's the volume that's being affected or whether it's the tone that's being affected. Now these volume and tone pots affect the overall output of both pickups, regardless of which one is selected, or which combination is selected. So if I turn the tone, it's going to make it warmer when I decrease it, or brighter when I increase it. As for volume, it's going to be quieter and then off when I turn it down, and then louder when I turn it up. That's also the same with my M series Cort, although the buttons look a little bit different. This is what it sounds like with the tone rolled all the way down. And then with the tone all the way up. And the same with the volume. If I turn it all the way down, it's just off. Just off. It actually acts a little bit more like a gain switch, which means that I can roll it most of the way down and end up with a cleaner sound. Which is really flexible, so that means that not only can you use it as an off button, you can also use it to take your crunchy sound and turn it into a not very crunchy sound at all. On something like a Les Paul, however, you notice you've got 4 buttons rather than 2. So when you're using the bridge pickup, it means that this is your volume and this is your tone. When you're using the neck pickup, it means this is your volume and this is your tone. So you can get some reasonably complicated settings out of a Les Paul style guitar. It also means that you can use one of these as basically a kill switch. If that's the sort of thing you are into. And again, I'm just going to pull up a picture of a Stratocaster to reference for this one, and I'm just going to import a picture of a Stratocaster again for reference. On Strats you have a master volume and then 2 tone buttons. This can vary from model to model, but I believe this way is the standard. The volume works as an overall volume control, and the tone closer to the neck affects only the neck pickup, whilst the other tone switch affects the middle and bridge pickups. So that was a very brief overview of probably the most standard set of electronics you will have on guitars for both Les Paul and SG and Stratocaster and Telecaster style guitars, and quite a few in between. Thanks for hanging out. As I said at the beginning of the video, I do weekly guitar related or music related videos. You should absolutely subscribe to this channel, and if you want to see videos the second they come out, there's a little bell icon next to the subscribe button. You should hit that as well. Absolutely hit the like button as well, and if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below. That is what it is for. and I have no idea what I'm doing next week, but I would tell you what it was if I did have an idea, which I don't. I will see you next week, if not before. Take it easy, play loads of guitar, subscribe, and see you later. Toodaloo.